Good morning, everyone. I was reading ChatGPT yesterday and it said never start with background music. You're supposed to start talking immediately like a jerk off if you want to get as many people in the chat involved in your show as possible. You're supposed to just keep rambling on like a jerk off for 60 seconds. Well, I only got about 20 seconds in me because I got to go get my coffee. So we'll play a song and I'll be right back.
Lying in my bed, hear the clock tick and think of you. Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new. Flashback, warm nights, almost left behind. Suitcase of memories. Time after sometimes you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you.
Pause. Don't want to get copyrighted right off the bat. Magooch, good morning. Sweet Tea, good morning. How you guys doing? Good to see you. I'm going to make some coffee real quick. It's pouring right now, and then I'll be back. So, uno momento.
You've said, then you say it goes slow. I fall behind. The second hand unwind. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. After my picture fades and darkness has turned to gray, watching through windows, you're wondering if I'm okay. Secrets stolen from deep inside. The drum beats out of time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time.
Okay, I'm back. How's everybody doing this morning? That song hits differently these days. Time after time. It kind of feels like time is slipping away. In a bad way sometimes. Because like what is really going on? Turn my Bluetooth off here. Candace had a good show yesterday. What the fuck is wrong with my phone? My daughter got a new phone. She was taking some pictures of my granddaughter the other day when we were out to eat. I was like, holy shit, those pictures are awesome. Just the camera was beautiful. She's like, yeah, it's the new iPhone 17. I said, how much did that cost? She says $1,500. I said, oh my God, you got to be out of your mind. I didn't say that, but I go, wow, that's expensive. She goes, well, that's how much all the phones cost these days. Fuck. Not for me, they don't. I'm not spending no $1,500 on no phone. Fuck that. 300 is the most they're getting out of me. I need a new phone. I've been saying that for over a year. Let's see here. What do we got going on? Let me get off of here. The big story today, I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm going to be a little, I only got like 3 hours of sleep. I went to bed at like 8, but then I got up at 11:30, and then I went back to bed. I tried to go back to bed for like another hour, but it just really didn't work. So I don't know what my problem is. I'll definitely be going back to bed after this for sure. But it's just one of those mornings, I guess. That's why I like working for myself and set my own hours. The big story of the day, I think, besides Erica Kirk, are robots. These things right here. Boston Dynamics. Humanoid robot is next level. This apparently is the top robot on the market right now. Did you see that? How it reverses itself. It doesn't have to turn around. It can automatically be facing forward or backwards. That's fucking insane. So I have a couple other, I'm going to play all the robot videos real quick. What are we doing here? Down. This also hits differently because as we watch these kind of things, it's not the future is here. I think we can all agree on that. Am I not showing the videos? I'm not even sharing the screen, huh? All righty. Did we not watch that first video, guys? Did you guys not see that? Now I got to go back. Right here. All right. Now we're sharing the screen. See, I told you I didn't get much sleep, so you're going to have to forgive me. Let's watch this. This is Boston Dynamics humanoid robot. This apparently is the number one robot on the market right now, I think.
This is first time in public, and as you can see, its walk is pretty natural and pretty smooth. We've partnered with our sister organization, the Robotics and AI Institute, to push the limits on natural walking just for this performance. And I think we've done something really special. We've also been at this robotics thing for a while, and we've learned that there's more to it than just copying nature. We can pick the best parts of what nature has to offer and do better in others. So as you can see, Atlas here has joints that can move 360 degrees. This lets Atlas move even more efficiently than humans, particularly in manufacturing environments where every second counts. We've also designed Atlas's head and face very purposefully. We want folks working with Atlas To know that Atlas is a helpful robot. Atlas's first time in public.
So, I mean, that thing can just flawlessly move forward and backward. And, this is, we all know these things they're here to stay. That it's not science fiction anymore. I have more videos. Hold on. Six feet 2 inches tall. It can reach up to 7.5 feet high. It can carry 110 pounds. Continuous joint rotation. It's funny how it showed the human walking by, and it's waiting for the human. It's going to be more like the humans are waiting for the robots, because I was at Winco yesterday, the local grocery store around here, and everybody's waiting for the stupid mopping thing. They have a thing that you could ride on, I guess. They do have people that ride on them to clean the floors. It's like a little miniature Zamboni, but this is like completely automated. Nobody's on it. And they have to have it going at the prime time shopping hours. And then the stupid thing is like stuck in between one of the main, walkways. And so everybody has to go around it. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Does he wash windows? They do, Arlene. Guaranteed. They can wash windows. I was going to ask ChatGPT how long it is till we all have robots. Tommy, good morning. Good to see you, sir. But yeah, these things are... Swaps out its own battery. So it walks up to the charging station and swaps out its own battery so it can keep moving. I mean, there's going to be entire industries built around these things that I don't think people are even aware of yet. It's all very fascinating. Do I have any more robot videos? Yes. I'm sure most of the testing had to been about this type of stuff because, what good is a robot if you can tip it over and then, so the ability to right itself and stay upright, that's the key. It's crazy about those things. Like you can just imagine, like if a human gets knocked down, whatever, if he's facing the ground, you're on all fours, your eyesight is at the ground. You can't see, where a robot can still see all around him. You know what I mean? He could see above, behind. So in case you thought that this was CG, it's not. I mean, we all know these things are here. You know, who might be slower than a human right now, might need some assistance, but it never calls in sick. It doesn't need a break. Doesn't need to get paid, which is the main thing, right? The fact that it doesn't need to get paid. Joe Della, good morning. Good to see you. Arlene, do you not have a wrench? Let me get on YouTube. There you go, Arlene. Thank you for stopping by. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I want a robot. Let me see how much these things are. How much are the Boston Dynamics robots, and are they for sale to the public? $75,000 for the base spot robot. Add-ons like extra sensors, LiDAR, or robotic arms cost extra. Some reports no actual total cost in real deployments, with accessories and support reaching higher of $100,000. They sell spot commercially, but you must be a business, organization, or academic research institution to buy one. Private individuals can't just order one for home use. Huh. Be interesting to see who's got robots at their house. You know that there's, military generals out there with all the R&D and, Thindu, good morning. Good to see you. Who's programming the robot? Yeah, it's a good question. They get programmed and then AI kind of takes over and they can program themselves. It's hard to say. But, they say that, all the jobs, let me ask a couple more questions. Is it true that Amazon is eliminating most of their jobs with robots? Like, aren't they getting rid of all of their drivers for self-driving cars? And are they getting rid of humans in the warehouses and replacing them with robots? And if so, when? Because, Amazon's got those huge data centers. Like, they're one of the main ones. Here's the straight truth about Amazon robots and jobs. Yes, Amazon is putting robots into its warehouses. They've deployed hundreds of thousands of robots to assist with moving shelves, sorting, and transporting items in fulfillment centers. There are now over 1 million robots worldwide in Amazon facilities. Those help with repetitive heavy work. But robots aren't suddenly firing everyone. Well, a million robots isn't suddenly firing anyone, or is that? I mean, Amazon's robotics team has a long-term goal to automate up to 75% of its operations. Because of automation, the company might avoid hiring many workers it otherwise would have needed. Up to 600,000 U.S. jobs by 2033, as demand grows and robots take over more tasks like picking and packing. In the shorter term, by 2027, automation could lead the company to need about 160,000 fewer workers than it would without robots. Still, I'm still not understanding how a million robots only equals 160,000 fewer workers. But what about delivery drivers and self-driving trucks? There's no confirmed plan. There are outside predictions and opinion pieces. More common by 2030. No, not confirmed by Amazon. Well, says robots more or less assist humans in warehouses. Most automated systems today are cobots. This is a new term, cobots. Machines that augment humans, not fully replace them. So you may have a cobot coming to your workplace. And the cobot will eventually become a replace you bot. That would freak me out if a robot delivered a package to my house. If I had to be done, nobody wants to work. It had to be done, nobody wants to work. Yeah. They're not replacing me. You know, there's got to be many things that we can do. And, you know, using robots ourselves, like, I don't know how that's going to work, but boy, I'm really fucked up today with only like 3 hours of sleep. I can't even fucking think straight right now. Did I smoke too much weed before when I got up? I don't think so. Let me get back to StreamYard here. There's a lot of things that you people do not understand. You don't understand the workplace. A lot of people, it's very interesting. I could have added a lot to this. Well, if you want to come up, Tommy, you're more than welcome to. Let's wait like about 15 minutes. I need to drink some water because I'm feeling dizzy. I don't know what my problem is. Yeah, I mean, you would have to add to it because I'm not in the workplace. I wonder what Thindu thinks of it too. Because, I mean, honestly, a cobot could be the best thing that ever happened to somebody. I mean, honestly, I would have to, if the more you think about it, like if a cobot, how could it not be a good thing? Now, of course, you don't want your job to be replaced. Or if your boss came to you and said, look, I'm going to pay you $5 an hour less because you don't have to do this, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do this. That's not going to work. Nobody wants to make less money. But at the same time, okay, here we go. Here's an example. I'm responsible for 50 million a year worth of production. We can't get it out without some automation. Nobody wants to work. And I think automation's been around for a long time. I mean, obviously, right? I mean, this is nothing new. Gung Ho, the movie Gung Ho, right? Wasn't that about like the Japanese, you know, going with the Kaizen system, Kaizenizing, and everything has its place. No unnecessary movements. Everybody works together on and off the job site in life. That was the Toyota model. Automation's been around for a long time. But it's getting to a point now to where, they're coming out and just saying crazy things. Oh, we need to triple the power for the data centers. And what? What data centers? What do we need a data center for? Why do we need all these data centers? Don't we have enough data? But yeah, I'm not pushing back against it, because I think that we just all have to, as long as there is, this isn't a plan to eliminate humans, because it very well could be. We don't know what level this is at. But if it's not, then hopefully it's not. And it's just, of course, industry evolution. If you're a business owner, why would you not want to operate? Like Tommy said, nobody wants to work, for one thing. The robots never call out. You don't have to pay them, so you can't fault a business for, especially Amazon. Let's be honest. Would anybody want their kids making a career at Amazon? Like, hey man, fuck no. Nobody would want that. That's just like, and now my kid worked at Amazon. There's nothing wrong with working at Amazon when you're in your 20s and you just, you need a job. I think lots of people have done that. And there are some people with college educations or, military backgrounds that, could become execs at Amazon and make millions of dollars. That's a different story. I'm talking about the people in the warehouses. Nobody wants to do that. The production can be 24/7, and you don't have to worry about paying all the benefits and Social Security and pay. Exactly. Yeah. So the trick is going to be is to find other things to do. And so this is where and it's a lot easier said than done, It is so hard to even try to make a living, doing what I do. And it's definitely not robotics or rocket science. It's literally just melting chocolate and dipping strawberries in it. That's, I do a lot more than that, but that's just one of them. You know what I mean? Like that could just be your entire business. So, but when everybody loses their job at the same time, then that's why now this next election, everybody's going to see, because they've already talked about it before, the UBI, the Universal Basic Income, or just long story short, the government's like, here's $1,000 a month, everybody that makes less than X amount of dollars a year, everybody gets $1,000 a month, and just to hold you over, help you pay your bills until we can figure out some new jobs. I mean, that's what Andrew Yang, who ran for president, talked about on Joe Rogan. I'm using his words. He said back in 2018 that 85% of the jobs that exist today, meaning 2018, will not exist in 10 years. Which is 3 years from now, because that'd be 2028. And that makes a lot of sense. That aged very, very well, that statement. Because if you go back, rewind, all of these jobs are disappearing, but there's other things to be done. I can come up for 45 minutes, but then I'll drop the link and you guys can come up if you want. Yeah, we'll get a better insight from somebody that's actually there, because I've been out of the workplace for a long time. You know what I mean? And I've never really considered myself I've always just had fringe jobs. I've never really had like a legit job. I've always been like bingo hall, pizza manager, real estate agent, grew weed. I did do construction for a while. you know. But all that got me to this point now where, you know, I feel like I can just run this business forever, and I'm going to. And I think everybody just needs to find, you know, not everybody, but the people that are finding themselves in the cracks right now, that their jobs are gone or they just can't find a job, that you just have to think outside the box. And, you know, unfortunately, it probably will just take a while for all this to just iron itself out, where people can find something to do. I don't know. I don't know how it's all going to work.
Good stuff.
Good morning, sir.
What's up, my man? Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you.
I like it.
Yeah.
So Amazon. Let me go to Amazon real quick. One of my workers that works for me left us and went to Amazon to work night shift in the cold section, because obviously they sell everything hot, cold, and everything in between. She lasted 2 days. Couldn't do it. Had to come out. They had physical individuals working in the cold boxes, kind of like what Todd Father did in that warehouse, remember?
Yep.
And we took her back. I'm pouring water, so I'm making noise in the background here. But it lasted maybe a couple of shifts, and she came right back. We took her back, no problem. She was a really good worker. And I'm not going to fault somebody for trying to do better when they can. No problem. But it didn't work out, so they are automating. Otherwise, they can't get your product to your door. That's what they got to do. So they put the robots in. And they did eventually. It's crazy.
And it makes sense because, you know, and when I go to order stuff, especially, you know, with my little business, some stuff I want it right now. I need it right now, you know, and so I get it.
It's such a massive operation. They have to do it. They have to do it. So we have, thankfully, my company and the president of my company kind of with the curve, not so much ahead of it, but with the curve, more of a reactive way. And that's how you are supposed to run business in some ways. Reactive, sometimes proactive, depending on what you're doing. But we have also done it. We have gone from some manual tasks to automation partially in order to do it. Right now I'm 10 people short of what I need to get $50 million of product out the door. 10 people. So I have to scramble every day from 5 a.m. in the morning to 12:15 a.m. to micromanage these production lines to get out the product that I need to get out to satisfy all the containers that are going out of Port Newark. I have to manage all of this all day and night. People think I don't work, you know what I mean? But I'm always working day and night.
Right.
But with technology and the ability to just go turn on a machine, let it warm up for 5 minutes and push go, I can make those short-term, quick changes, short changes to get such and such out. And, it works. So without these things, a lot of these businesses will fall and will not be able to get your products to you. I'm working with medical devices. This is really important shit, and supplying the world with medical devices. You know, so it's got to happen. But short of total robot, keeping people working, increase the workforce, did not decrease the workforce. It's interesting. So some companies, but like who typed in the chat? Magooch? You know, you could just push the button and you don't have to worry about anything. I can't see the chat, so somebody typed in the chat. You don't have to worry about the benefits and paying people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a really valid statement. Now, when you take it to construction, it's a little bit different. You know, your stuff is a little bit different than physical production and filling vials of, chemotherapy solution or something like that. You know, it's a little different, you know?
Yeah. You know, I think, excuse me, one thing that will keep people employed, and this is you, because let me ask you this. And do you think that I mean, it could, but can that company run without you?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Let's just say you don't call. Let's just say you just decide not to show in. Are they going to be in trouble that day? It might take them a minute to adjust. Are they going to be in trouble that day?
For 10 minutes.
For
For
10
10
minutes.
minutes. Yeah, what the fuck? Everybody's replaceable. Because I'm there 30 years. So through all of this time, I set up systems that, God forbid something does happen to me, they can run without me. No problem. That's the job that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make it so that they can run without you. That is your job.
Yes. No, that
There
and
should be
that's
no hindrance when you're on vacation. Now, there are some specialties that everybody has in every job, and I get it. And there are go-to people. I understand that. But the overall production of something, that is a failure of the individual that's doing that job that does not have sufficient and efficient and ready to go backups to make it happen. You got to set the precedence. You set the structure. You set it up where, okay, if I get sick right now and I fall and bump my head, I'm set up for the day. The workers are already set up for the day. Now they would have to confer with others throughout the day, but overall, we are all just we're nothing. We're just a number, and that is it. So
yeah,
yes, and I set it up that way.
100%. And that is true, and that's how our attitude should be at work, because you don't want to be, like you're irreplaceable, because no one is irreplaceable. But for people to, to have a better chance of holding a job and keeping their job, have you ever heard this term, SME, subject matter expert? And it's a term I heard yesterday. And this is you, because this is hold on. A subject matter expert is a person who has a deep, authoritative knowledge and practical experience in a specific topic or field, and is relied on to provide accurate guidance, decisions, or instruction in that area. And so, in plain English, it says it's a go-to person, and that's what you have to be. You know what I mean? You have to be a go-to person.
Great. I am the go-to person at my company. Everybody from the president to the guy mopping the floors, I am the go-to guy. That does not mean, I'm not saying that in an arrogant or ignorant way. I just mean that I can answer basically every question in the company, from cleaning supplies to shipping containers. And it's not, I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just saying there's a couple of us that are go-tos that have been there so long, that have worked in every job, every capacity, and can basically get you through a situation.
You are an SME, so you are not irreplaceable. It's not like you can't be replaced, but you're a highly valuable employee because you're an SME. You know what I mean?
There you go. You broke it down right. Yes.
I think everybody should strive to be that where they're at, because if they want to keep their job anyway, you know what I mean? Like that's what it's going to take. Otherwise, you can get replaced. You know what I mean?
Man,
because
what the problem today, and especially with social media and emails and text messages, there is a huge disconnect between the managers or bosses or presidents and the workforce. The work relationship. Forget about personal. Don't add any of that. The work relationship has changed. The structure, the seeing people every day. This has all changed. You're already automation with people. You're just sending out an email with a set of tasks. You might not even see this individual for 2 weeks. So that has gotten lost. What I do right now grew in time working hand in hand with people. You see, you and I at our age group, we're on the cusp of this change. We're on the cusp of working with people directly, one-on-one.
Right.
And what we are now in the virtual world. And we're fortunate. We see a lot.
Yeah.
But I think what I have with like my president of my company, I don't think you're going to see that anymore going forward. I kind of don't see it. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I hope I'm wrong, but I doubt it. I don't know. I'm thinking it's
What do you mean?
The relationship, the connection, the seeing people every day and growing in a business together for 30 years. I don't think you're going to see that much anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like what sports used to be to what it is now. Like players used to stay on the team and it would give the city a reason to cheer because they loved the players. And now it's such a business that the elastic. So it's not the same. And it's going to be like that with the jobs because, and what's crazy too, is like, even if automation doesn't affect somebody's job per se, the fact that it does for a lot of other people, the competition for your job is going to increase.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's going to be more people that are going to be, like, for example, I seen this video yesterday where this guy said he worked a 12-hour shift at some bar and he made $530 in tips, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good for one day for a 12-hour shift. But if you're a real estate agent or you're a CPA or you're this or that, you can't get a job, you're going to take those next highest paying jobs, which might be the bartender, might be the one that's going to fill the pinch next. You know what I mean? Yep.
Well, that's good. That's a good point. Because the educated individual can become humbled and go back to bartending just to earn a buck. That's a whole personality situation. Yeah. Some people are not that grounded. Some people have too much pride to do that. You're kind of like me. If you need to go make a buck, you need to make a buck, and that is it. Got to make a buck. You got to pay the bills. So whether educated, not educated, it's beneath me. That's ignorant. That's just ignorant. But a lot of people do that. You're right. I'm a CPA. Why would I go wait tables? Why would I go mix cocktails? Bullshit. Yeah. Cocktails. You lost your job.
Yeah, exactly. And I guarantee that CPA that's going to say that, he drinks. And then I would ask him to name me 10 different types of scotch. Name me 10 different types of bottles of scotch. And he would only probably be able to name 2, if that. And, so like going back to being a subject matter expert and the competition comes down, like if you want to remain a bartender, I would suggest that you learn as much about scotch and the regions that they come from and how the the climate affects the taste and all that type of stuff. There's all kinds of things that you can do to level up your game. And so it's just
I love it. That's great. Yeah, that's good. So subject matter expert. See, I would consider myself a subject matter expert with an open mind to learn new things, because I you can't learn too much ever. You got to keep learning. So I'm still learning, even though I'm a subject matter expert in some of the aspects of the company that I'm in. I love that I could still learn new things from the new people coming in or new processes being put into place. You could be a subject matter expert, but you can't be ignorant and arrogant. You got to be able to conversate and see another person's perspective. I say it like this. I gotta take this call, but I'm gonna say it like this. My boss was fired. My direct report was fired right in front of me. The president of the company and human resources called me in for a meeting and says, "We're going to introduce you to your new boss, manager, whatever." I said, "What?" They said, "We're firing such and such on Monday. We want you to sit down with the new guy that we're hiring." And I had to take a minute to think. I'm like, what the hell's going on? They literally walked me past my old boss, and I met my new boss that was going to be starting on the next, couple of weeks, whatever.
Wow.
And I did it. And they fired the guy right in front of us, at the end of business day. And the next Monday, I was working with my new manager. And the president of the company and human resources asked me, "Can you please, spend some time with him and walk him through and get him familiar with the stuff?" And here's me. I'm just a regular guy. I'm just a supervisor in the company, a production manager in the company. I'm not a big boss, but they knew that I understood everything from cleaning to shipping, that I would be able to help this new operations manager, vice president, get a bit of an understanding of the business. But then fast forward. Then I backed away when he was okay to go. I said, "All right, anything you need, call me." Then fast forward, then I'm learning things from him, his expertise. But other people were very, okay. Obviously, the president felt that this guy should be the vice president, and he wanted him to come in and work on things, whatever, change, grow, whatever. Right. The older, arrogant individuals that were there also a long time were always butting saying that's not going to work. 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 And once you do that, you already set up the precedent that you can't work with you. Whereas I say, all right, I'm going to try that because that's what he was hired to do. Let me try his way of doing such and such. And I did that. Then when it didn't work, if it didn't work, because 9 times out of 10 it didn't work, his expertise, and field knowledge helped him. Then he would defer to me. What do you think about this? Instead of me being, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. In my mind, I might have thought that test wasn't going to work. That way of doing it wasn't going to work in my mind. I might have had some doubt. And in my own mind, not verbally, I was proven wrong many times. And that's great. I learned. Then when the ones did fail, this individual referred to us that just took a shot and followed his steps. And that's what's missing today.
Yeah. You're like that in real life too. And just, because I can't like give a specific example, but there's been times when like I didn't want to give somebody a chance. Kind of my attitude just kind of like just default is just like talk crap about somebody maybe, and then you're the voice of reason. That's like you got to give everybody a chance, and like I said, I can't put a specific example on it, but that's just how you are in real life, and everybody can learn from that, especially me. So,
experience, right? It's experience. I got to take this call. This was an awesome conversation. I hope it wasn't only one-sided. I hope we all, get some get something out of this. But we got a great topic today, and I wanted to add to it. So
I appreciate you coming up.
I got to take this call.
All right, talk to you later. All right, there goes Tommy. Let me. I'm gonna go back real quick and read the chats again. That would freak me out if a robot delivered a package to my house, and they do deliver packages to people's houses now, Arlene. Let me see if I can find one. I don't know if you guys seen the zip line, the Walmart zip line. I've showed this a couple of times.
So we are out back waiting for our zip line delivery. We ordered some groceries to be delivered by a drone that's going to fly through the sky.
I'm going to fast forward it just a hair.
Yard.
Oh, it's slowing it down.
Yeah.
So that plane, that drone plane flies up over your house, and then it actually has a zip line that lowers this package. And it's not available everywhere. My buddy in Arizona is just literally right outside of a drone delivery area. And it's funny because Erica Kirk and her family is from Sun City, which is where my buddy lives at. It's like heavy Department of Defense. And it's funny how they have the drone delivery right there where they're at. Of course they do.
Why did man on country?
So there's that. Let's see what else we got. It's hard to tell if these videos are, like an AI concept or it's a real video. It's hard to tell these days, but I mean, we all know that this is 100% legit. What it's possible anyway. You know what I mean? They got all different types of robots out there now. Wild. And I think, in the next couple of years, we're going to see a lot of robots out there. For sure. Let me get to the bookmarks. Get back on track here. What else do we have? Where's my highlight at? I must have taken it off. Joe says he's an SME at work. Magooch as well. Yeah. I mean, that's how you stay relevant, right? I mean, that's how you stay in business, how you stay, you know. Same thing with me. Like, you know, I feel like I know chocolate strawberries better than anybody. Not a lot to know, but I don't think that there's too many people on the planet that have dipped over 100,000 strawberries in chocolate. The only people that maybe have a chance is Sherry's Berries. But other than that, I mean, I would love to see even a restaurant that has done as many strawberries as me. Maybe if they've been in business for a long time. But I do a lot of chocolate strawberries. And I could sit here and talk about it all day. I mean, we could get into the different types of variety of strawberries, all kinds of stuff, how strawberries grow, how they have their runners. Who's got, what's up, Stony Tony? Good morning. Who's got the lighter? Yeah. I'm feeling all messed up tonight, this morning. I didn't get very much sleep. I'm going back to bed after this show. But thank you for coming. Good to see you. I got some weed called Ra-Ta-Ta by Fire Bros. But I won't be smoking any of that right now. Hope you're doing good. All right, what else do we got here? Let's see here. We got through the robots. A Christian Zionist pastor claims that God told him all of Venezuela's oil rightfully belongs to the United States. Okay.
Venezuela for the oil. Yes, this is true that there is that which has been brought to the forefront of this earthly battle. But the enemy has sought and was seeking to bring war and to bring conflict through Venezuela and to control the oil of the earth. But the spiritual oil and the natural oil does not belong to the forces of darkness or to those who thought that they could bring a one world order. This is my reset. And the oil of the natural and the oil of the spirit is mine, says the Lord.
Is this guy even a real pastor? I don't even know why I'm playing this bullshit. Let's move on. What do we got here? Oh yeah, this is the what do we got here? CG2, good morning, good to see you. Super Bowl Buffalo, Seattle. Is that possible? Oh yeah, it is, huh? Yeah, that would be cool. We can look at the NFL schedule if you want. CG2, good morning, good to see you. Philly, Buffalo, Mustang Mike, how dare you? Seattle doesn't deserve to win the Super Bowl anyways, to be honest, but because this is our mayor right here.
There's been no policy change. There was an email from...
She just became the mayor. No new policy change on the drug situation.
Chief Barnes internally, which I think was misinterpreted, but the policy remains what it has been, which is we have an ordinance in Seattle around drug use and possession, and currently officers basically use their discretion around when it's appropriate to do an arrest. We have award-winning diversion programs, and those can be invoked before an arrest, before a booking, before a trial. And really, the bottom line comes down to we're looking for an approach which is using the right strategy in the right circumstances, and that is making sure that we are getting people the help that they need. And
that's the mayor of Seattle. Lord help us. Dan Bongino, the deputy FBI director that quit, he's back. He says He's declared war on grifters and black pillars attempting to hijack MAGA. And there's about to be some freaking hell to pay, he says. Really? From where? How are you going to make them pay hell? From your podcast share? Nobody even listened to you before you went to the FBI. You lied and you were just a nothing for the FBI. You told us that nothing to see with the Epstein files. Oh, believe us, if there was anything to release, we would release it. And then they released it, and there's all kinds of shit. You guys redacted the whole fucking thing. And even the way they released the Epstein files, you have to be a computer genius. People like Ian Carroll had to actually use AI. They had to make programs with AI to be able to make the Epstein files coherent. Just fuck that guy.
Just easy and knowing.
Candace Owens dropped a heater yesterday, and one of the things that she talked about, and I bookmarked it, was that and I believe this too. We're talking about robots all day. That are the robots among us? They have those robots that are so capable of doing things that they're showing us. So that the robots are way more sophisticated than that. They've had robots for a century. Is she a robot?
But we serve a just God. And I rest easy in knowing that he's sovereign, but he's just. And so let the Lord handle that. But we serve a just.
So let's just look at her. Look at her eyes right there. Then she's going to close them. So look at her eyes right there. From there. Is that a human? Watch her eyes again. We'll just play it in real time.
But we serve a just God. And I rest easy in knowing that he's sovereign, but he's just.
It's so weird when she something is fucking not right, man.
He's sovereign. But
when she looks away, her eyes look normal. And then when she then they fucking just change.
Sovereign.
They just change. Am I fucking tripping? Do I need to go back to bed?
He's sovereign, but he's just.
She is one fucking creepy bitch, man. I said it from day one. I thought she was a lying sack of shit. And I still believe it. And she is no grieving widow. Nobody mics up and records them petting their dead husband's hands at the fucking coffin. Oh, baby, let the world see me fucking pet your mannequin hands. She looks scary. Like I would say, I think I double parked my car and then run. Exactly. And the eyes are the window to the soul. I don't like it. This is interesting. So I'm not a video game guy, but I came across this video. The game Call of Duty Ghosts was released 12 or 13 years ago. And in that game, at the end of the game, so the game was released at the same time that Maduro became president of Venezuela. And then at the end of that game, he gets captured at night in the year 2026.
Okay. Venezuela was already foretold to us. In this Call of Duty, the United States sent special forces in order to take over the dictator of Venezuela. Caracas, Venezuela, to be exact. But this is where it gets crazy. Pay attention. This Call of Duty came out 12 years ago. Want to know what else happened 12 years ago? Nicolas Maduro started his presidency 12 years ago. Look at the opening scene to the final act.
To us, Rourke was a legend. The man could walk through hell.
They based the game 12 years in the past. Is that
So what that goes on quite a bit longer, but it's kind of irrelevant. Call of Duty Ghosts is set in 12 years in the future from now. And at the start of the game, it says 12 years previous, and it shows America invading and overthrowing Venezuela, which is right now. So again, is that just coincidence number 5? Okay.
Tristan Tate saying that Andrew shouldn't respond to me because I'm just going to use it to get talking points on my podcast. Tristan, I don't know. It's not really 2022 anymore. I don't know how much motion and how much pull you think it has the same way. It's not about clout from you guys. It's really about anti-war. It's about this issue. You guys are in Romania saying fuck Venezuela. You guys are in Romania saying that we need to get involved and that we should steal everything from them. It's about protecting my country and not getting involved in foreign conflicts. You guys, how many times have you stepped in America in the past several years? When you guys came here, Ron DeSantis and the administration, they were trying to get you arrested. And now you're saying, oh, we should keep bombing, we should keep stealing. One, the administration seems to be against you. And two, this affects us and our tax dollars and the American troops that are going to possibly be deployed, American lives. 100 dead Venezuelan civilians.
I was muted and I saw you didn't hear me before. Sven, good morning. I didn't see you in the chat earlier. Good to see you, sir. And this guy here, Sneeko, I still don't know who he is, but I like what he says. You know, I honestly don't think anybody should be like, oh yeah, you know, let's bomb fucking every country. Fuck all that nonsense. We're not supposed to be bombing anybody. I mean, everybody has their own opinions, but he's right. You know, this is, you know, we don't need people that are in Romania, you know, on the internet instigating, you know, that, you know, oh yeah, we should be bombing. Oh, come on, man. What are we doing? You know? You guys aren't going to like this one in New York. New Yorkers are shocked after footage goes viral of New York City's Mayor Zoran Mondomny's tenant director stating that white people will be heavily impacted after they transition property as an individual good to a collective good.
I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good, and we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently, and it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
A different relationship to property than the one we currently have. And it's funny how her forehead is the same exact forehead as the mayor. Doesn't she have like a striking resemblance to the mayor of Seattle? Let me go back. Where was she at? Right here.
Was misinterpreted, but you know, the policy remains what it has.
Mayor of Seattle, and the mayor of Seattle, who is a socialist communist, you know, she's on video saying that, you know, she basically passed out when they said Zoran Mondomny. And, oh, I can't wait to meet him. I'm such a fan. I love him. You know? So it's just funny how they have the same exact look. And I love that term.
Are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
So think about that, guys. Whatever relationship you think you have with your property right now, that's about to change. A lot of this stuff is out of my pay range. Yeah, for sure. For most of us, including the price of those robots. Now Trump is on Air Force One talking about we're bombing Cuba next. And Lindsey Graham, we watched a video of him with his ladybugs. Those are my ladybugs. Fucking pedophile. Look at the smile on his face when Trump says we're going to get Cuba next.
One of the things that is happening, and I think you see it all the time, Howard, you've seen it, that Cuba is ready to fall. Yes. Cuba looks like it's ready to fall. I don't know if they're going to hold out. But Cuba now has no income. They got all of their income from Venezuela, from the Venezuelan oil. They're not getting any of it. And Cuba literally is ready to fall. And you have a lot of great Cuban Americans that are going to be very happy about this.
Marco Rubio.
One of the things that is happening, and I think you see it all the time, Howard, you've seen it, that Cuba is ready to fall. Yes. Cuba looks like it's ready to fall. I
don't know, guys. I don't know. This guy was on Tucker Carlson.
They're hunting us for sport. All of us. Tucker, they're hunting you. If they could get Shapiro, they would get Shapiro. If they could get Walsh, they could get Walsh. If they could get Candace, they could get Candace. And it ain't the Israelis and it ain't the Jews that are doing it. It's a violent, feral, terrorist, Bolshevik left. And they would get all of us if they could. So whatever acrimony we have, which is I'm not a unity guy. I'm a guy who likes the mix, maybe too much. But it's dude, they're going to kill us. They're going to kill all of us. And we need to figure out some kind of way to coexist with one another, understanding that the threat against us is existential. And they would, the left, if they could kill Seth Dillon, they'd be glad to kill him. If they could kill you, they'd be glad to kill you. To them, that's just another notch on their belt or a point on the scoreboard. They're hunting.
And I don't think the guy's wrong, honestly. This lady has a pretty good take.
You have to see how some people might be feeling a little bit of whiplash here, given that Trump spent 10 years railing against U.S.-led regime change war. His own director of intelligence, as recently as 2 months ago, was railing against regime change war, and then he does one. So
is this a regime change? The regime is still there, as far as I know, the vice president.
Let me get this straight. We go to a country, we capture their leader, we bomb it, and then we say, we run this country now. And that's not war. But when they send cocaine over here that people are willingly snorting, that is war.
I think that
doesn't make any sense.
It does to me, in the sense that
it does to me. It does to me. Sure, it does. She's exactly right. People willingly do drugs in this country, but it's a war. Right? Uh-huh. The willingness to sniff. Yep, exactly. Not exactly sure that that's a war. You know what I mean? I think it's more like an agenda. Now, I don't know how to take this one. Mickey Rourke is asking for $59,000 to pay his back rent after making millions of dollars in Hollywood.
Fund me to pay more than $59,000 in back rent. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the crowdfunding drive launched this morning with his full permission. The page says money raised will help prevent Rourke's eviction from his Los Angeles home, along with giving him some stability during a very stressful time and space to get back on his feet. So far, it has raised nearly $47,000 in just a few hours. Rourke launched to stardom in the 1980s, later abandoning acting to pursue professional boxing. He made a comeback in 2008 in the movie The Wrestler, earning Golden Globe and Academy Award nominations. Actor.
You know, who was the guy? Is it, man, I can never remember his name. The lead singer of, hold on. Now I can't even remember the name of the fucking band. Twisted Sister. Who's the lead singer of Twisted Sister? Dee Snider. He said the worst feeling in the world is to be famous and broke. And, you know, I think that's where this guy is at. And speaking of the last story, you know, the willingness to sniff, isn't that how you get in that situation? A lot of drugs, you know? I don't know. Mickey spent all his rent money on coke. Exactly. I personally wouldn't give him a dime. You know what I mean? Like, that don't even make no sense. And then the guy raises 40 racks. 4 racks is 40,000 is 4 racks, right? In a matter of minutes. Come on. What are we doing? Man, who's worse? Mickey Rourke or Russell Wilson? It's a toss-up. I mean, I'm not even mad at Mickey Rourke. He don't even affect me. You want to give him your money, go for it. That don't affect me. Now, this guy.
Committed to continuing to play?
Oh yeah, I'm not blinking. I know I'm not capable of. I think I showed that in Dallas, and I want to be able to do that again. You know, and just be ready to rock and roll and be as healthy as possible and be ready to play ball. I played that game. You know, I tore my hamstring on Friday in practice, the last play of practice, and I had grade 2. I couldn't tell anybody. I had to go play on it just because I knew the circumstance. I had to play on it, and no matter what, I actually ended up going to the Dallas Mavericks facility training, and just kept it quiet, just tried to get treatment on it, and just knowing that I probably couldn't run from the goal line to the 10-yard line if I wanted to.
Who does Russell Wilson play for now? I'm asking ChatGPT. I know you guys know, but let me hate on this guy for a minute. As of right now, Russell Wilson is not currently on an NFL roster. He finished 2025 season with the New York Giants on a 1-year deal, but lost the starting job and ended up 3rd on the depth chart during the season. Man, what a fucking loser. And, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just hating on him. So I went to the comments when I bookmarked this last night. Let's see here. And, you got to get past the first ones. This guy says there's no fucking way he played with the torn hamstring. Most fake, disingenuous player the league has ever seen. Also, the Giants would be penalized if this was true. Somebody says, Grok, do teammates like Wilson? Doesn't this feel like he's throwing his team under the bus? Russ only looks out for one person, and that's Russ. So Perk Wilson was playing. He's a fucking garbage bag. Wait, what was this one?
To investigate 9/11. 9/11 was perpetrated by people within our own government.
All right. That had to have been a long time ago, and he was right. He was right way back then, whoever that guy was. We've seen an end to MTV, 1981 to 2025. MTV Unplugged. was never a fan of Beavis. Don't even know who that is. You know, honestly, this little montage, whatever this is that they're playing, all of these little clips are the reason why there's no more fucking MTV, because all of this shit is stupid as fuck. You dummies. Fucking ride. I mean, Who Pimped My Ride was okay. I mean, they can still play music videos, I guess. I mean, that was the least of our problems was Who Pimped My Ride. My God, The Real World and all that fucking bullshit. And what's her name? Jersey Shore. Was that on? You guys probably like Jersey Shore because you're from Jersey over there. But all that fucking bullshit. No, thank you. It ruined it. Let's see here. TPUSA board member. Hold on, let me pause this video. Co-authored PsyOps manual with notorious Satanist Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino. The Mind War. Yeah, we already know that it's crazy the connections that these guys have to. I mean, I honestly I don't think Candace is wrong. I think that they probably are. They probably are robots. Dun, 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 dun. Don't want to show that. Buffalo. Yeah, let's play a little bit of Candace before we get out of here. Oh, Slim, good morning. Good to see you. I forgot that you were in the chat. Sorry, I'm halfway out of it today. Everybody's got their. Hold on, before we do the Candace, let's go to the NFL schedule real quick. And let me just ask ChatGPT. Pretend you're a professional sports analyst. Give us a breakdown of the playoff schedule, your predictions of who's going to win, and all the way up until the Super Bowl, who's going to be playing against each other in the Super Bowl. And while it's working on that, I'll go to NFL schedule. Share screen. Pop. Okay, you guys can see that. So we got the Rams and the Panthers, the Packers and the Bears. That's on Saturday. The Bills and the Jaguars. Ooh, are the Bills going to get by the Jaguars? That's going to be a tough game. That's on Sunday. The 49ers and the Eagles. Yeah, I think the Eagles can do it. The Patriots and the Chargers. The Patriots are going to beat the Chargers, pretty sure. And then the Texans and the Steelers. I don't know about that game. So let's see what ChatGPT said real quick. AFC number 1 seed is the Broncos. Seahawks number 1. Here's what they predict. Steelers over Texans. Patriots over Chargers. Rams upset Panthers. Bears over Packers. Eagles over 49ers. Super Bowl prediction is the Broncos versus the Eagles. That's who they predict. And then they predict the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. And they're not even talking about the Bills. Yeah, let's get into it, Stoney. Fucking the Bills. Well, hold on a sec. I did have one video. We got to give the Bills their flowers, because what does this say? What is seen in Buffalo? No one left their seats when the game was over. Highlights played on the Jumbotron as fans sat in appreciation. Honored to have been part of the broadcast closing out the home stadium since 1973. So, I mean, I was born in 73. God, look at all the money that I could make over there if I was Todd Father, the fucking guy. All right. Buffalo hates Mossada sucks. How come it didn't say anything about hold on. Who's going to win between Buffalo and the Panthers? That's who they're playing, right? It says Buffalo and Carolina have played few games historically, but the Bills lead the all-time series about 6-2. In their latest meeting in October, the Bills crushed the Panthers 40-9. Buffalo dominated on the ground and in scoring. Bills are the favorite to win. Why Buffalo likely has the edge all-time in recent head-to-head success. Stronger offensive play and rushing attack. James Cook, Josh Allen. Panthers' inconsistency, especially with injury issues at quarterback, has hurt their ability to topple higher-tier teams like Buffalo. Final call. If this was a rerun of a playoff type or regular season game with similar rosters, I project Buffalo Bills win, Panthers lose. Do you have a score prediction? Let's see what it says. Buffalo 31, Panthers 17. So it's at 48. What's the over-under in that game? What's the line on that game? What's the point spread, the money line, and the over-under? Why did it stop searching? What's the point spread on the Buffalo Bills game, the over-under, and the money line? Panthers play the Rams. Oh. So it's the Jaguars? What is the money line, point spread, and over-under for the Bills versus the Jaguars coming up this week? That's how much I know about football. Thank you, Slim. Team Dude's about to get a timeout. Let's see here. Why do you keep stop searching? Is it because did I go over my limit because I'm not paying the $22 a month anymore? Let's see here. Talk to Grok. Now what are we doing? What kind of nonsense to get into? My God, how hard is this? What is the over/under on the Bills game? $51.5. The Bills are a slight favorite by 1.5, and it's on the road. So, and ChatGPT said what? What was this, the over/under? Or their prediction? Wrong game. What do you predict the score to be for the Bills and Jaguars game this week? The last time the Cowboys won, Mossada was probably, right? Cowboys ain't nothing. They used to be good when they had, what's his name? Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and all them guys. They had, who was the coach? Jimmy Johnson, and then it went to the other guy. I like Jimmy Johnson, but he was kind of a over/under's 51. The money line, basically even. Okay, here's what they predict. They predict the Buffalo Bills 28 and Jacksonville 24. So that's 52. And the over/under is at 51.5. So it's definitely not the game to bet on, I don't think. I don't know about you guys. I wouldn't bet on that game. I mean, I might put $5 on it just to jinx Buffalo, but Irving, Johnstone, Smith, and Aikman. What year was that? That had been like in the 90s, right? Let's see here.
And Williams in the slot to the left, and Emmitt Smith's first carry of the season. There's one for the Bucs. He's gone. Emmitt Smith out in front. Touchdown.
Now 2nd and 4. They have a first down and more. Goodbye, Emmitt Smith on the way.
7-7.
Huh? The Dallas Cowboys. But maybe you should have.
Enjoy free.
Huh. Yep, they were something else back then. What was the other guy? Michael Irvin?
I controlled my draft. Like what Green Bay called with the 7th pick. Green Bay like, Michael, we're going to draft a receiver right here, and we're thinking about. I said, no way, Green Bay. Not neither Florida for Green Bay.
Wow.
Really? It's not. I'm too dark. That's because I like the sun. And see, they couldn't draft me because if the team drafted me, I could have dropped the class, gone back to summer school, and they would have lost the draft choice, and I could have applied for a supplemental draft. So I had total control. I was the brokest dude in the world sitting there negotiating with the NFL. No way.
Wow.
I was only going to play in Dallas, LA, or New York. I was willing to give up some ends on the front end because I know I'll make it back up on the back. I controlled my.
Interesting.
I saw you.
Right.
How you doing?
When you felt
Have you guys ever seen this where Mark Gastineau confronts Brett Favre for allegedly falling down in order to give the sack record to Michael Strahan?
Fell down for him. I'm going to get my sack back. I'm going to get my sack back, dude.
You probably would hurt me.
Well, I don't care. You hurt me. You hurt me. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
You really hurt me. You hurt me, Brett.
We got to get back to this, Brett. I'm sorry. Police, I
Yeah.
saw you.
Right.
How you doing?
When you fell down for him. I'm going to get my sack back.
As someone who loves
Kind of fucking a weirdo video is that? Yeah, what? No class, right? I don't know. So I think there was a lot of CTE going on there. You know what I mean? It's hard to watch some of those those athletes, you know, especially from the UFC, but football too, man. And then, you know, you see the way that it plays out for some of them, like Junior Seau, for example. You know, it's not good. CTE is not a good thing. 333. I gotta show you guys. And he put the blame on Brett. And you know, there's a whole backstory behind that too, and I don't know too much about it, but yeah, just low class. Low class. I got to show you guys Candace's latest thing real quick. You know, of course, she's covering Charlie Kirk. But she was covering the fact that Brigitte Macron was a man before this happened. She got sued. There's a big thing going on in France right now where 10 YouTubers, I think, were arrested for basically bullying her about being a man. So I don't know if you guys know the whole backstory behind that, but
upfront fees. To find out if you qualify, call 800-795-1210. Again, that's 800-795-1210, or visit americanfinancing.net/Owens. That's americanfinancing.net/Owens. All right, here's I got this Christmas present from Mark, and it's just hilarious. I can't even believe that this is being sold online. I don't know. It's just very sweet that France is selling Brigitte dolls. It's very sweet. You can collect their collector's items, I would say. And whoever is selling this is about to be so sued from the French government. Top comments from last episode at the end of last year.
that is just fucking hilarious in my opinion. You want to come up and talk about it real quick, Thindu? About your thoughts on that? They took the only one thing he did accomplish away. It was the sack record. Vince Pappo was a monster, great guy. Not sure who that is. Vince Pappo. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely going to be an exciting week of football, you know, for sure. I'm going to root for Buffalo because I do want Buffalo and Seattle to play in the Super Bowl. So I think that would be awesome. And I know Stoney's got Philly. A lot of people got Philly. Cotrain's got New England. So it's going to be a battle. A lot of us have our teams in there, but it's anybody could. It's anybody's ball game. Hold on one sec. Send the link for Thindu real quick. It's gonna be fun. You know, I don't watch football. You guys know I don't watch football, but I actually did go to my buddy's house on Saturday and watched the Seahawks win, which was fun. We made nachos. James Simpson, good morning. If you're in the chat, do I see you somewhere? Somebody said you're here. DARPA's here. Good to see you, DARPA. Sorry, guys. Is James here? Man, I got to get a new phone. Good morning, sir.
What's going down, James Brown?
Not a whole lot of.
Yeah, right on.
How are you?
Good. Just getting my morning started. All that good stuff. You guys woke me up early this morning. Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night. I'm going back to bed after the show.
Are you?
Yeah, it's just one of those days where I went to bed at like 8 o'clock, and then at 11:30, I was wide awake. I tried to go back to bed, and then 15 minutes later, I'm like, screw it. And then I just got up and I drank some coffee, and it just, I don't know what my mind was just racing.
Right. That was me last night. I fell asleep Mossada about 7:30, 8 o'clock. I slept through the whole night. I was exhausted. I don't even remember what happened last night. Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah. That's how good I slept anyways.
Yeah, I love nights like that. That definitely wasn't me last night.
Right. You got it. They sent me a video last night about 7 later. They had Enzo, and Enzo was drinking his milk. All of a sudden, Mossada, he's drinking his milk. He puts the glass down, and he puts up his arms and goes, muscles. No, Mossada, they videotaped it. I'll send it to you. You are gonna fucking lose it when you see this kid. Because I started with this week with the spinach and the food and muscles, Papa. We need muscles. We got to eat. That's all he does now is flex his arms, and he lifts his arms. And I'll tell you, it is. I couldn't ask for a better happening over here, you.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
Oh, everything I do, he just absorbs everything, kiddo. It's amazing. I never seen anything like this. I never. It's just great. Greatest thing ever.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's for me, like as Miley gets older, she's 3.5 now. Like I went over there last night and I got to play Barbies. I mean, it's like we're not doing muscles, and she's a little girl.
I know you're on the whole different spectrum. I know. I've been there, done that. I know.
And so, but I love it, because it's the same feeling. It's on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? It's just because you and I would love to have a grandson. I can't, and I'm sure I will eventually.
Right. You see what hard work pays off, Mossada. Let me tell you why. I'm looking around. I sat down yesterday. I looked around. I'm thinking, and I take Dindu from this equation. And I start thinking of that's all he would be. Everything he's surrounded and engulfed in wouldn't be there right now.
Right.
I'm thinking that's all this kid would be doing is watching Disney movies, is playing with these 1-year-old toys. It's just weird. I'm going to do a show on it. And it's
the most important generation of our lifetime, because it's going to be people like you and me that are going to save these youngsters, the new generation, from the machines.
You goddamn right, kiddo. We're saving these kids from this future. You're right. I mean, We just got to hope the game plan and blueprint works out for them, because by the time they get a little bit older, these ways might be by the wayside, forgotten. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Real quick in this world. So you got to just hope. You just got to hope the best, man. That's all you could do. Pray, hope the best, and just keep, pushing it out there, It's amazing what I've witnessed as a 60-year-old man. The things I ignored and never knew and forgot from when my daughter was born. It's a whole different world, my friend. A whole different world. I can't even explain it. If I could put it into words.
And it's zero. It's from age 0 to 5. Those are crucial years.
I thank God right now that I got this 2 years in, and these upcoming years with this baby keep me alive. Mossada, just to perform this work with this baby. It's amazing. It's amazing, you. It is. It is. And it gives you a whole new outlook. It gives you, when I had my daughter in the beginning, when we were younger, that's all I give a fuck about, money. Chase the money. They give me the money, hustle, money. Now you're this age, just give me Enzo. Just give me Enzo every day. I got a job to do. It's called Enzo. That's my job. That's what I want to do. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. It's totally different. But all right, I didn't come up here to talk about me and Enzo. Mark Gastineau. Come on, let's rip into this fucking moron right now. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, that is just low class. I mean, I don't know too much about the guy. Do you think that he's from CTE a little bit, or is he just being a complete jerk off?
Okay, there's now. Of course, I got to bend the knee here. Yes, the CTE. I don't wish that on. I have it. I don't wish it on nobody. I don't get any of that. It is the worst disease. The mind. Anyways, the guy had a good career as a defensive lineman. He was the biggest moron. I mean, he was a game changer. He was a lifter. He was nuts like that. But the bottom line here is you cannot. Okay, Brett Favre was the quarterback who got sacked. How do you fake a sack? I mean, come on, Mark, wake up. Your record got beat. Bottom line, did you ever see anybody else go and do this when their record got beaten? No. So you chase down Brett Favre and put on a show like that that's classless, no couth, and it just proves you're an asshole. So,
especially he has his hand extended out to shake it. When someone extends their hand, to shake it, man, that's really fucking low class.
That's low shit. The guy sticks his head. Okay, you know what? I could. It depends the circumstances with the handshake. Don't get me wrong. It does. You're an athlete. The guy's at a card signing show with kids, and you go and do something like that. What are you teaching the kids? You'd want to talk about bad sportsmanship. Jesus Christ. Hey, Dad, what happened over there? Gastineau's mad. Oh, my God. How do you explain that to a kid?
And I think that it completely, even if he had in his mind that, I'm going to publicly embarrass Brett Favre for what he did to me, it backfired on him big time. Because I don't know if that's what he set out to do. Maybe it's just CTE, but I think it backfired because my takeaway, it doesn't have anything to do with Brett Favre. My takeaway is just, that guy's a jerk for doing that.
Well, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
What did I just said? How do you blame Brett Favre? Karma. That's karma right there. You go after a guy that had nothing to do with the situation. He got sacked. Name a quarterback that wants to get sacked. What are you, nuts? You know what I mean? That's like, here, put a pitcher in the game and throw the ball over the plate so he could hit a home run. I mean, come on. There's pride. I mean, we used to call it the New York State life. when we used to fake it, give somebody a touchdown, make somebody do something good to feel better. You know what I mean? Right. But, and sure, he was probably still pissed because John Gotti took his wife. He was probably still mad at that. I had to throw that in there and make myself laugh today, okay? That's a true story, right?
No.
You don't know that story?
Oh, tell me.
You know what? It's a good thing Dean was on the internet. You know what? Oh yeah, back in the day, back in the clubbing days, yeah. Lisa was near John every night. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Gastineau used to chase her in the car, and she'd go look for her, and they would just kick him out. Are you nuts? Yeah, she was a big time object around the boss. Are you kidding me? She was hot.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, so his New York days had a lot of controversy also. Absolutely. Because once he retired, you never seen him around there anymore too much. He went into like hiding with all that shit.
New York is one of those places where you don't fuck around. Like if you're not you don't come around. That's how it is, right?
Listen, exactly. New York will forget about you in a second. Okay? So
wow.
You got to be careful over here. You got to be careful.
It's got to be New York has got to be one of the towns that takes sports the most serious, right? Don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you got to remember how big New York is too.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the map. New York. We have over 1, 2, 3, 4 football teams in the New York State region. So you can't say that about too many other places.
Right.
Florida has, the Dolphins, Tampa Bay, that area, the warm climates. But, yeah, if you look at it.
Yeah, Florida actually has 3 teams, huh? They got Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville. I'm sorry. Right. I'm not thinking. I'm just hitting off the top of my head. Right.
The newer team. Stoney said Tom Brady wouldn't shake Nick Foles' hand when he beat him in the Super Bowl.
Oh, really? I kind of remember that.
Stig's Noxema bottles here. Good morning, sir.
Stig's Noxema bottle. I love it. I love it. Are you kidding me? Only here. You get the best over here. Oh, he's been around a while, so Stig's Noxema bottle.
That's hilarious. Noxema bottle for the Avatar. Love it. You got plans to be with Enzo today?
We got to see. He's going to his daycare. So I might go a little later on. You know what? The best part about it is, Mossada, we talked about that this weekend. And it would be a different story. He loves it there. What are you going to do? Loves it at the daycare.
Oh, the daycare. Yeah.
Loves the girls are sweet. I mean, he's got 2, 3 friends in there. They get there in the morning, they all scream bloody murder. They're so excited to see each other. So, me and my wife looked at each other. We're like, can't be all that bad. He can't wait to get there. He has fun. It's all that. So if it was in any bad way, he would be crying, kicking not to go there. Yeah. You got to take all that into consideration. So,
yeah. Well, the daycare that my granddaughter's at, she absolutely loves it too. And we're still kind of up in there about what school she's going to go to. Hopefully it's going to be a private school. But if she goes to a public school, it's going to be at the school that is actually it's right above the daycare, like right up the hill. And it's a small town. And so all the kids that are in her daycare, they're all going to be going to the same school. And so they all already know each other. And, they're going to the bond that they already have with each other is just amazing. And then it's just going to continue on into school. So,
well, see, Mossada too. What a great, stepping stone on what you just said. When school starts, he'll be so excited. School, He'll already know the feeling. He'll already know what it is to be around people. He'll already know what all that is. I mean, that's good stuff right there, getting the kid out there. So, I mean, it's not all bad. You can't think of it all bad like Dean Doo's been thinking of it, you know.
Yeah, I would like to volunteer at the school she goes to in some way, shape, or form. I don't know exactly how. I'll have to wait till she gets there, but do something, whether it be in the PTA or just, fundraise, volunteer my business somehow. You know what I mean?
I volunteered for a sick day. If there's any teachers or anything sick, call me. I'll come in and substitute. I don't know how good they're going to think about that, but Enzo will go ballistic. You know what? The kids will probably, like my wife said, you'll probably turn that place upside down. Those kids won't leave you.
Right.
I said, I know. That's the problem. They'll want me there every day.
I don't know if I could handle that, to be honest with you. I can barely, man, that's a lot. That'd be a lot. To be a daycare teacher, holy.
I'll do it. Give me. If I got the day off, the teacher's sick, I want to go in there. I'll go in there for 8-10 hours with them kids. If I go in there to focus basically on them kids, Mossada, if I go in there knowing I'm in there, I'll have a ball. I'll have a ball with them kids. Are you kidding me? With the energy I have?
Yeah. And it is awesome. Like when you walk in there and you just, they gather around you, all the little kids, and then they start asking you questions. Oh, you're so-and-so's grandpa, huh? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, well, my dad has a gun. And they just start giving you all this information, and they're just so innocent little kids, you know what I mean?
Yes. Mossada, if you've seen these kids run up to Tindu when I go there, okay, the girls are like, you're like the whole crew, they're like cattle. They all get up and they run over with their arms out. Okay? And Enzo's 2-3 best friends. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's the best feeling in the world.
And that's
I got to pass the background check to get to volunteer at the school.
Oh, well, that's no problem. They could back check. Dean Doo's cleaner than a pistol over here. Are you kidding me? They could do all that. I got no worries there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck. I'm all set.
I've been arrested a couple of times. I don't know what the it's been, I don't know.
Years. Right.
But just for driving on suspended or, stupid shit. Nothing.
Exactly. Listen to me. All those arrests don't matter. I hate to tell you, Dean Doo's been through about 50 piss tests in the last couple of years, about 4 background checks. Dean Doo never loses on a background check. You know what? They don't go back, folks, that far. Unless you committed a murder or a bank job or then they look into you. Or if you're, a creep, then they look into you. They look at you and they go, well, this guy hasn't been arrested since 1987. What the fuck? What did he get arrested for?
In 87. What are you talking about?
He got arrested. He got in a fight in 87. So what are you going to do?
Yeah. No, it would be awesome to volunteer at the school, though. It really would. So much fun. What's going on, Slim?
Hey, Slimmy.
Did I cut the run? I had one going. Yeah, I was going there. Speaking of school, I was waiting here. I was listening to y'all. Thought my son was sitting there waiting for the school bus. He just went out the door and grabbed on the school bus. And I was like, so what's up?
What grade?
Shit. Fucking, that's the school. He goes to it. So he's high school. He's 10th grade. 10th grade.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
It goes quick. Once they start school, it's just like the numbers literally just start racking up. 5, 6, 7, 8. Next thing you know, boom. High school. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. What's up? Hey, Team Do. Go Bills. Man, I swear, man, I hate it, man. I tell you what, I love Bills, but I think the Jags have got them. I know you're going to fucking be mad at me, but.
No, listen. The Jags are on a downfall. Jags are on a downfall.
We're depressed. Towards the end of the season, Bills just didn't. They didn't have the spunk. They didn't. I want them to have it. Believe me, be fuck Jaguars too. But yeah, I think the Jags are going to take them. I hope they don't. I think Rams are going to spank the fuck out of. Panthers are in the playoffs. Fuck, they're going to get spanked. They ain't fucking. Don't even.
No.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yep, there's a lot of teams that make it there, but they're not going to go any further. It happens all the time. You know, if Josh Allen is on his game, if Josh is on his game, he's going to win big time. He's not on his game right now.
No,
I don't know.
He hasn't been for a few weeks, and they're playing in Jacksonville. And I'm all go Bills. Don't get me wrong, but
I know.
I think I want them to, but I tell you, when it comes, game time, I'm going for them. Don't get it twisted either.
Right.
What's up, PT? What's up, Tony?
Well,
what's up,
you got to remember, a lot of teams.
I just come in and run over your whole shit over. I'm sorry, child. I just run your whole chat over. You know me.
Oh, you're all good. We're about to end it anyways here in a few.
You got to remember, a lot of wild card. A lot of teams in the past fought and got caught a wild card, and they went right to the Super Bowl and won it. So they had a lot to prove yet.
Oh, Giants did it that one year when they took out the Patriots. I love that. They took the Patriots from making their undefeated season. Giants came in 8-8 that year. It's a wild card, and ended up taking out the undefeated fucking Patriots, which was awesome.
Yep, Raiders did it in 81.
Doctor says stop talking about the Giants. That's like you fucking rub it.
Do you guys remember being kids, the first year that you were invested in your football team, and then they lost, and then the realization set in that it was going to be a whole nother year until you know what I mean? I remember when that happened, when Seattle lost to the Raiders. I think it was 1984 or 83.
Yeah.
That was the first year. Like I thought we were. First year I was really interested in football. I thought we were going to win the Super Bowl. Like my dad was explaining to me, and then we lost. And I remember I just emotionally couldn't take it. I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean that he's going to be? We got to wait a whole nother year.
Right. Well, do you remember?
It's crazy. Good.
Mossada, 1975, 74. Now I'm going back. Sorry, everybody. Me and my father were in front of the TV. Dolphins, 2 Super Bowls in a row. Oakland Raiders, hottest team ever. I'll never forget it. Me and my father in front of that TV the whole day, going at it. All of a sudden, 27-24 Miami. 1 play left. I was taunting my father. I was all of a sudden back to pass. Stabler throws it. 5 Dolphins, 1 Raider, and the Raiders catch it and win. I ran into my bedroom. I turned off the light and I started crying immediately because I knew what my father was going to do to me after that. Okay. And I realized one thing. Anything could happen in football, folks. Because the year before that, Terry Bradshaw threw a pass. It bounced off Jack Tatum's helmet to end the game, but Franco Harris was running up the sideline with a cup of coffee, caught the ball, ran it in for a touchdown. Back to back, them 2 fucking years showed Dean to look out. Football's going to be a rough sport.
Yeah.
Football is going to be a fucking rough sport, folks. Okay.
For all of us.
So anybody that don't know what I'm talking about, go back to those 2 games with the Oakland Raiders in it, and you'll see. You'll be like, it is the devil's sport. Be careful, everybody. Be careful. So, all right, go ahead. On that note, I gotta go, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah,
probably at time.
End the show too. I gotta get going. Thank you guys for coming.
Right. All right, Slimmy, take care. Osada, take care. Love you guys.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, see you guys. All right. Jim Kelly and the Bills were like Eddie Mush. Jim Kelly and the Bills were like Eddie Mush. Right on, guys. Well, I'm going to head over to Tommy's real quick and say hi, and then I am going to go back to bed. It's been a rough one. I appreciate everybody hanging out. And yeah, it's going to be a wild. Maybe we'll do a little bit more detailed breakdown of the NFL tomorrow. I'll try to get a little something together. Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you.